The Day the Red River Cried. Lifestyle of people in 1 million years ago. Once upon a time, my name is Amma. I am more than 100 years old. My bones are slow now, but my mind walks very far. My great-great-great-grandmother told me a story from her own eyes, and I am the keeper of that memory. This story is from the time when people lived on the land with no iron, no cars, no noise of cities, only the voice of wind, the steps of animals, and the songs of the people. It was 1 million years ago, in the red soil land of our fathers. In those days, people lived in round huts made from grass and clay. The roofs were brown like the belly of a goat. The walls smelled of earth after rain. There were no doors with locks, only animal skins hanging at the entrance. People slept on mats woven from dry leaves, and the fire in the middle of the hut kept them warm. Everyone in the village knew each other's name, and no one ate alone. Food came from the land. The women picked sweet roots from the earth, plucked green leaves for soup, and roasted yellow yams on fire. The men hunted bush meat, antelopes, hares, and guinea fowls. Sometimes they went to the river to catch fish with their bare hands. When they killed an animal, they used every part: the meat for eating, the skin for clothes, the bones for tools. Waste was a stranger in those days. There was one village called Luma. It sat between two hills, with a river flowing like a silver snake through the land. The people of Luma were strong and proud. They wore beads from river shells around their necks and painted their faces with red clay during celebrations. Children learned to walk barefoot on hot soil, and they laughed even when their feet burned a little. My great-great-great-grandmother's name was Nia. She was just a young girl then, her hair thick and black like night. She carried a small clay pot to the river every morning to fetch water. One day, she noticed something strange, a line of footprints in the sand that did not belong to anyone from the village. They were wide and deep, as if the feet carried heavy burdens. When Nia told the elders, they frowned. "These are not our people," said old Chief Koro. His eyes were like dry stones. They had seen many seasons. The elders decided to send men to follow the footprints. They moved quietly through the tall grass, spears in hand, hearts beating like drums. By nightfall, the men returned with news. Another tribe had set their camp near the Red River. This tribe was called Goro. They had strong arms and sharp spears tipped with stone. They hunted in the same forest as Luma and fished from the same waters. Trouble had come. At first, the two tribes tried to share the land. They greeted each other with short nods and traded small things: dried meat for roasted yams, beads for fish. But hunger is a wild animal. When the dry season came, the river shrank, the forest grew thin, and food became scarce. One morning, the Goro tribe took all the fish traps from the river. They left Luma with nothing but empty nets. The children of Luma cried from hunger. That was the day Chief Koro called the men together under the baobab tree. "We will not die with empty stomachs," he said. "Tomorrow we take back what is ours." That night, Nia's mother cooked the last yam in their hut. The smell of roasting yam filled the air, making the hunger in Nia's belly even louder. Her father sharpened his spear by the fire. He looked at Nia and said, "Daughter, tomorrow you must carry water early. The men will need strength for the fight." Before the sun rose, the women of Luma pounded cassava roots and boiled river leaves for soup. Smoke from the cooking fires curled into the pink morning sky. The men painted black lines on their faces and tied animal skin around their arms for courage. Nia filled her clay pot at the river, her hands shaking. She had never seen the men look so serious. The warriors of Luma moved like shadows through the forest. Nia's father led them, his spear glinting in the sunlight. The birds were silent that morning, even the wind seemed to hide. They reached the Red River and saw the Goro tribe on the other side, their spears already in hand. Chief Koro raised his voice. "This land feeds us all. We can share or we can fight." The Goro chief, a tall man named Batu, stepped forward. His eyes were cold. "The river is ours now. Leave or bleed." His words were sharp like the point of his spear. No one knows who moved first. One moment there was silence, and the next, spears flew through the air. Men shouted. Feet pounded the earth. The river splashed red. Nia's father fought hard, pushing back two Goro warriors. But the enemy was many. Nia hid behind a rock, watching with wide eyes. She saw her father strike an enemy, then take a blow to his shoulder. She bit her lip to stop from screaming. Her heart raced like a drum. All around, the sound of war mixed with the smell of sweat and blood. By midday, the fight slowed. Both tribes were tired. Many men lay on the ground, some breathing, some not. Chief Bata stepped forward again. "We have taken enough," he said. "The rest of the river can be yours." The warriors of Luma carried their wounded back home. Nia ran to her father. His shoulder was bleeding, but he smiled at her. "We live to fight another day," he said softly. That night, the women cleaned the wounds of the men, using crushed leaves and river clay. The smell of herbs filled the village. After the battle, the two tribes kept their distance. Luma fished from their side of the river and hunted from their own forest. But the memory of blood on the water stayed in their hearts. Children were told not to wander near the Goro camp. Life slowly returned to normal. The women sang as they ground grains, the men taught boys how to throw spears, and the elders told stories by the fire at night. Nia began to forget the sound of war, until one day, a terrible drought came. The river shrank again, smaller than before. Fish were few, and the yams in the ground were small and bitter. Even the forest animals grew thin. Hunger returned like an old enemy. This time, it was not just the Luma who suffered. The Goro were starving too. One night, Nia overheard her parents talking. "If the hunger continues," her mother whispered, "there will be another war." Her father sighed, "Or we will all die together." Nia lay awake, staring at the roof, wishing she could make the rain come. The next morning, the elders met again under the baobab tree. Some wanted to fight for the remaining food. Others said they should join with the Goro to hunt together. After much talking, Chief Koro said, "We will share or the land will curse us." For the first time in many seasons, Luma and Goro met without weapons. They spread mats by the river and exchanged food. Luma gave yams, Goro gave dried fish. The children from both tribes played in the shallow water, their laughter breaking the old anger. Days turned to weeks, and slowly the friendship grew. Nia found herself speaking with a Goro boy named Tano. He showed her how to weave fishing traps from reeds, and she taught him how to roast yam without burning it. They laughed together like old friends. But peace is a fragile thing. One morning, a group of young Luma hunters went deep into the forest and found a fresh antelope kill. They brought it home proudly, not knowing the Goro had hunted it first. That night, the Goro chief sent a message: return the meat or face war. Chief Koro called for Nia's father. "Go with the meat and speak of peace," he said. But when Nia's father reached the Goro camp, tempers were high. Some Goro warriors insulted him. Words turned to shouts, and shouts turned to blows. By the time news reached Luma, Nia's father had been struck on the head. He was alive, but barely. Nia ran to him, her eyes full of tears. "Why must we fight again?" she asked. Her father held her hand. "Because people forget. And when they forget, they hurt each other." The next morning, Luma's warriors marched again, but this time, Nia ran ahead of them, straight to the Goro camp. The warriors on both sides froze, watching this small girl standing between their spears. "No more," she shouted. "If you kill each other, who will feed the children?" Her words were strong. The elders from both sides stepped forward. Chief Koro said, "The girl speaks with the truth of the ancestors." Chief Bata nodded slowly. "Perhaps it is time to listen." That day, they made a new promise. The river would belong to both tribes, the forest too. During drought, they would hunt together and share what they found. No one would eat while another starved. The promise was sealed with roasted yam and river fish. Seasons passed. Rain returned. The river grew fat with fish again. The forest was green and full of life. Nia grew older, and so did Tano. Their friendship became love, and one day, the two tribes celebrated their joining. When Nia's first child was born, she held him high toward the sun and whispered, "You will grow in a land where people share." Her child's laugh was like the sound of water over stones. Years later, when Nia told the story to her own grandchildren, she always ended with the same words: remember the Red River. It once ran with blood, but now it runs with life. The children would listen, their eyes wide, imagining the battles and the peace. Now, as I, Alma, tell you this story, my voice is old, but my heart is young. I can still see the red clay on Nia's face, the glint of spears in the sun, the first laugh of her baby. I tell it so you will not forget, because when people forget, they fight. And when they fight, they lose more than food. They lose the laughter of their children. May you remember the Red River, and may it always run with peace. When people choose to share instead of fight, they save more than just food. They protect the future of their children and the peace of their land. Greed may fill the stomach for a day, but unity feeds generations. If you learned something from this story, comment 100% on the comment section and join our folktale story community. Subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell for more. Like, share with friends and family. See you on our next video.